Many years ago, in a city known as Lagos, there lived a young man named Kayode. He was the only child of his mother. Kayode was a very successful banker. He was a manager at his bank, and life was very good to him. He was not only wealthy, but also very handsome too, and so had a lot of women flocking around him. But unlike many of his friends and young men his age, Kayode really wanted to marry early. He had always loved the idea of settling down and having as many children as possible. As an only child, Kayode always felt very lonely while growing up. So he vowed that when he grew up, he was going to marry early and have as much as 15 children, as he never wanted to feel lonely ever again in his life. So, with this at the back of his mind, Kayode grew up taking his studies very seriously and graduating top of his class. And in no time, he landed a very good job in a reputable bank and gradually worked his way into becoming a manager. Kayode was a very determined young man, and while his mates and friends were partying and drinking and squandering their monies womanizing, Kayode was saving and investing so he would have enough resources to take care of the large family he has always dreamt of having. Kayode had also already started looking for a woman who he could settle down and raise a large family with. And in no time, Kayode had met Fumi, who also worked in the same bank as he did, and they both got married. Kayode and Fumi were so in love and both lived together very happily. However, it was barely 1 year later after they got married, Kayode began to get worried that Fumi was not pregnant or even showing signs of pregnancy. She had never even missed her period for 1 day. So one day he called her and said, "Babe, it's already been 1 year since we got married, yet there are no signs of pregnancy yet. Shouldn't we be worried? Don't you think we should book an appointment with the doctor just so we could be sure that there is no problem?" Kayode asked, looking worried. Babe, calm down. It's just been a year that we got married. Why are you sounding like we've been married for over 10 years? Besides, if anyone should be worried, it should be me, not even you. So please, calm down. There's nothing to be worried about. Let us enjoy ourselves and give it some more time. If I don't get pregnant in another 1 year, then we can go see a doctor, Fumi said, smiling. Kayode agreed, but he was still worried. He knew that he wanted to have 15 children, so he knew that he needed to start having them on time. But since his wife was not taking him seriously, he decided to come up with a plan. So he began to make sure that he met with his wife every day, morning and night. He was no longer meeting with his wife for pleasure, but as a responsibility so he could get her pregnant. Kayode even began to take pills and herbs to boost his chances of impregnating his wife. It was already 3 months after their last conversation, and despite all Kayode's efforts, yet Fumi was still not pregnant. Kayode was getting really frustrated and impatient. So he pressured Fumi that they should go see a doctor and carry out necessary tests to make sure that they were both fine medically. So the following day, Fumi followed her husband to the hospital just to make him happy, so they could both see a doctor and get tested. When the results came out, the doctor informed them that they were both fine and that there was no reason why they shouldn't be able to have their own children. And she further urged Kayode to relax, that children would start coming in no time. Kayode was happy and felt very relieved. However, a few months later, Kayode started getting worried again, despite the reassurance from the doctor. He felt that something was wrong with him or his wife. So one night, after he closed from work, he hung out at the beer parlor with his best friend Shola. They were both drinking and having fun when suddenly Kayode spoke up and said, "Shola, it's been already 1 year and almost 6 months since I got married to my wife, yet she's not yet pregnant. We literally make love every day, morning and night, yet there is nothing to show for it. And my wife doesn't even seem to be bothered. She feels like I am overreacting," Kayode said, looking worried. "My friend, I think I support your wife. Oh. You are overreacting now and making a mountain out of a molehill. Come on now, it's barely 1 year and 6 months since you both got married, yet you're panicking this badly. Is it not the women that usually panic and get worried? Your wife is not even worried, yet you are this worried. Calm down, no, because once children start coming, your life would never remain the same again. I have 2 children at home, and sometimes I wish I had none. But if you are that worried, why not try making out with other women discreetly to make sure that the problem is not from you? It might even be from your wife. But my friend, if this comes out, please do not tell your wife that I said anything, because I am sure that this thought has also crossed your mind a couple of times. So please, oh," Shola said. But Kayode looked at his friend Shola, shocked. "How can you advise me to cheat on my wife? Yes, I know I want a child, but not at the expense of my home. Fumi is a good woman, and I won't want to hurt her like that. I will never cheat on my wife," Kayode said boldly. However, throughout that week, Kayode was really troubled. One night, he laid awake thinking on his bed, while his wife Fumi slept peacefully beside him. The words of his best friend Shola kept on re-echoing in his head. He had never for once thought of cheating on his wife before. But then, how could he really know if the problem was not from him, if he did not sleep with other women? So Kayode decided to heed to his friend's advice, but be discreet about it. So Kayode started flirting with 5 different ladies at the same time. He flirted with Ima Bong, who was a sales girl at the restaurant where he bought food at the office every day, and also started flirting with Ada, who was also a sales girl at the boutique where he bought his clothes, and even also flirted with Rose, a pump attendant at the filling station where he bought fuel and gas, and even started flirting with 2 other ladies named Amina and Kehinde, both of whom he had met online. And in a few weeks, he had wormed his way into all their beds and started sleeping with them continuously every single week. Yet, after about 5 months, not even one person had told him that they were pregnant, and this got Kayode even more worried. One fateful day, Kayode was driving back from work with his beautiful wife as they both worked in the same bank, when a brilliant idea dropped in his mind. All this while, he had been sleeping with single ladies who had never had children before. So now, he decided that he was going to start sleeping with single mothers or baby mamas. At least, the fact that they have had children in the past is an indicator that they are fertile, so they should not have any difficulty conceiving for him. So with that, Kayode started flirting and sleeping with his neighbor, a young lady named Chioma, who was a single mother with 2 sons. Kayode would sneak out every night when his wife Fumi was asleep and would go to Chioma's home, and he continued like this for over 6 months. Yet Chioma never got pregnant. So Kayode, who was now already married for 4 years and was not just sleeping with his wife Fumi, but also sleeping with five single ladies, Imabong, Ada, Rose, Kehinde, and Amina, and even with a single mother, Chioma. Yet, none of them had ever gotten pregnant for him. Now, Kayode was beyond convinced that there was a problem with him. He became very frustrated and distant. Kayode would always cry himself to sleep. Fumi, his wife, was becoming very worried, not only of her inability to conceive, but also because of the way Kayode was taking it. Kayode had become a shadow of himself, always sad and worried. So Fumi decided to call his mother, who was a retired nurse, so as to inform her of what was really going on, as she was really scared and worried for him because he was taking their childlessness very seriously. So Fumi called Kayode's mother, Madam Tolu, and said, "Hello, Mama. I am very worried about your son, Kayode. He has been acting very strangely. He's worried that we do not have children yet, and it has become a serious cause of concern for him. He does not eat, he comes in late from work, and has become a shadow of himself. Mama, please, you need to come and see him because I do not know what to do. I have spoken to him severally, but he doesn't listen to me. He's slowly going into a state of depression, and I'm really worried." Fumi said, "It's okay, my daughter. Thanks for letting me know. I will be there first thing tomorrow morning. Ah, my only child, Kayode. Devil will not get him, oh. God forbid, Ọlọ́run má jẹ́." Kayode's mother, Madam Tolu, said. So the next week, Madam Tolu landed in Kayode's home. She left her home in Ibadan to come and visit her only child, Kayode, and his wife, Fumi. She was surprised to see her son in the mental state that she saw him. Kayode looked like a shadow of himself, rough and unkempt. Madam Tolu had thought that Fumi was exaggerating, but apparently she was not. "Ah, Kayode, what is it? What is wrong with you? Why are you looking like this?" Madam Tolu asked, surprised. Mama, Kayode said, as he collapsed into her arms, crying. "Mama, I am worried that I may never have a child of my own. I have been married for 4 years, yet I do not have any children of my own, not even one," Kayode said, crying. My son, what if it is not your fault, but that of your wife?" Madam Tolu said, whispering into her son's ears. "Mama, my wife does not know, but I have been with 6 other women aside my wife. Yet not even one has gotten pregnant for me. Mama, something is wrong with me," Kayode said, whispering. "Ah, then there's a problem, oh. I do not approve of you committing adultery. But if you have been sleeping with 6 other women, as in 6 other women aside your wife, and you have also seen a doctor and they say you're medically fine, yet not a single pregnancy, then something is wrong, oh, my son, and whatever is wrong is spiritual and must be tackled spiritually," Madam Tolu said, looking afraid. And with this, Madam Tolu started going from one prayer house to the other for them to pray for her son, Kayode. Kayode would always give huge sums of money to the prophets and prayer groups that his mother brought home to pray for him. And he would also do whatever the prophets his mothers brought home instructed, from drinking anointing oil, to fasting and praying at midnight, to drinking holy water, and to even going to orphanage homes to give orphans food so that they could bless him. Kayode was very desperate. And things continued like this for the next 1 year. Yet there was no improvement. Neither Fumi, Kayode's wife, nor his 6 concubines, plus Chioma, the single mother he was sleeping with, got pregnant for him. Kayode became fed up and frustrated, as nothing seemed to be working. His mother continued to live with them, and Fumi, Kayode's wife, and his mother, Madam Tolu, continued trying to encourage him during these trying moments. One night, Kayode couldn't sleep. He went into a spare room in his house and lay down flat on the floor and began to weep and pray to God. And he said, "Oh God, I know I have not been perfect and I have sinned against you, but please forgive me and have mercy on me. I do not want to remain childless. I have tried several ways, but all have failed. Have mercy upon me, O God. Have mercy upon me, O God." Kayode prayed, crying. And after a while, Kayode fell asleep and he had a fearful dream. He was surprised in his dream to see his mother, Madam Tolu, sitting on the floor in a village, crying, screaming, and afraid, while a group of little children surrounded her, laughing and screaming at the top of their voice, "Murderer! Murderer!" He saw his mother looking so afraid and crying, and at some point, the children began to pursue his mother, and she ran frantically, screaming and crying. Kayode woke up, very worried. He did not understand what this dream meant. The following day, he walked up to his mother to tell her the dream. But on a second thought, he changed his mind and decided to find out what the dream truly meant before speaking to his mother. So, Kayode decided to begin to pay attention to his mother. And he began to notice that indeed, his mother did not sleep at night until it was past 4 a.m. Rather, she would stay awake watching television with him. And he noticed that his mother slept during the day instead. She could sleep for over 8 to 10 hours and then would stay awake all night. He began to notice that his mother took some pills once it was 10 p.m. that helped her stay awake till it was 4 a.m. Then after that, she could go to bed. So one day, Kayode decided to steal his mother's drugs. He wanted to know why his mother was afraid of sleeping at night, that she went as far as taking pills to keep herself awake. So that night, Madam Tolu went to her bedside as usual to take her pills. When she found out that they were missing, she searched around for them frantically, but they were nowhere to be found. They were all gone. She was so afraid. So she went to her son and his wife and said, "Did any of you see my pills, my drugs? I can't find them. I always leave them on my table by my bedside." But Fumi and Kayode both said that they had not seen it. Madam Tolu, looking very worried, looked at her son and said, "Kayode, please, you have to take me to a pharmacy to buy my drugs this night, please." Madam Tolu said fearfully, "I'm so sorry, oh mama, but there is nothing I can do. It's already 10 p.m. and all the pharmacies are closed by this time. But I promise you, first thing tomorrow morning, I will take you to the pharmacy myself so you could buy your drugs," Kayode said, looking apologetic. Fumi, his wife, looked at her husband, wondering why he was lying to his mother, because she knew for a fact that several pharmacies were open. For crying out loud, this is Lagos. Yet her husband blatantly lied to his mother. But she didn't say a word. Later that night, Madam Tolu stayed up in the parlor watching TV and trying so hard not to fall asleep. Kayode, on the other hand, kept a very close tab on his mother, monitoring her to find out why she stayed awake all night. Around 1 a.m., Madam Tolu could not hold herself any longer, so she drifted into sleep while seated in the parlor. Kayode, on the other hand, sat in the parlor with his mother, waiting anxiously to see what would happen. if she slept. And barely 15 minutes after 1, his mother began to scream in her sleep, saying, "I'm sorry, please, please, forgive me, please, my children. I wish I could undo what I did. Please have mercy, please, forgive me. Please do not kill me. Ẹ gbà mí o, ṣàánú mi, have mercy on me." Kayode's mother cried in her sleep. Immediately, Kayode rushed to his mother to try and wake her up, but he could not. All his efforts to wake her up had failed. Even his wife, Fumi, was woken by her mother-in-law's scream and ran and tried assisting her husband in waking her mother-in-law up, but all their efforts failed woefully. They were both very afraid. And so, her mother-in-law continued screaming and crying like that from her sleep as she was tormented in her dream by children for over 2 hours. And immediately it clocked 4 a.m., she woke up crying and very afraid. She was tormented for over 2 hours. Immediately, Madame Tolu quickly ran to her room, locked the door behind her, and wept bitterly. After a few hours, Madame Tolu finally came out of her room. Her son Kayode met her and said, "Mama, what happened to you last night? You got us very scared and worried. You kept on pleading with children in your dream to forgive you and not to kill you. And we tried to wake you up, but you could not wake up till 4 a.m. Please, Mama, tell me what really happened last night." Kayode said, very worried. "Nothing happened last night. Please let me be," Madame Tolu said as she walked past her son and left the house. She went straight to the pharmacy to go buy her drugs so she could stay awake that night and not fall asleep again. The days that followed, Kayode kept pressuring his mother and begging her to tell him what happened that night, but she refused. After a while, Madame Tolu got very tired of her son's constant disturbance and decided to go back to her house in Ibadan so as to escape Kayode's constant nagging and pestering. So one day, she packed her bags and left her son Kayode's house very early in the morning before he or his wife woke up from sleep. Kayode woke up the following day and discovered that his mother had left his home without even saying goodbye. So Kayode went to the office and asked for a leave so he could travel to go see his mother. He was not going to let this go so easily. He needed to see the end of the matter. So Kayode traveled to Ibadan to go visit his mother. He needed to find out what she was really hiding. His mother was shocked to see him one early morning. Kayode, won't you leave me alone? Do you want to kill me? What are you doing in Ibadan? Have I not left your house for you? Yet you are here again," Madame Tolu said, looking very upset. "Mama, good morning. I'm not leaving here until you tell me what really happened that night. I have taken 1 month leave from my office, so I have enough time, Mama. You're going to tell me why you keep having nightmares and why you refuse to sleep at night," Kayode said as he sat in his mother's parlor. "See, Mama, I had a dream a few weeks ago when you were in my home that I did not understand. I saw little children gathered around you, crying and wailing and even tormenting you. And after a while, they even began to pursue you. But I did not understand what it meant. And when I noticed that you do not sleep at night until it clocks 4 a.m., I decided to steal your pills and hide them to see what would happen to you if you fell asleep before 4 a.m. And I was shocked to my bone marrow to see you crying and weeping and begging some children in your dream to have mercy on you and not to kill you. Yet you insist that nothing is wrong, Mama. That cannot be possible," Kayode said angrily. Kayode, So you were the one that hid my pills that night. Ah, Kayode, it's not fair. Oh. It is not fair. Oh, Madam Tolu said, crying. Mama, I am sorry I did that. But I believe that my childlessness is as a result of your actions. Many years ago or few years ago, you, Mama, are the reason for my childlessness and you know it. Yet you have refused to tell me the truth. Why are you doing this to me, Mama? Kayode said sadly. Madam Tolu refused to say another word to her son Kayode. So Kayode resolved that if his mother was not going to tell him the truth and what was really going on, that he was going to raid the house and discover the truth by himself. So every day, when Madam Tolu slept during the day so she could stay awake at night, Kayode would search the whole house looking for a clue to discover what his mother was really hiding since she wouldn't tell him. And Kayode continued like this for over 1 week. Then one day, Kayode was searching his mother's room when she was asleep, when he stumbled on a big book. And when he opened it, he was shocked at what he saw. He saw a long list of names with over 3,000 children, with the names of their parents, the addresses, and the hospitals they were born in. He saw cryptic notes written beside the name of each parent or the name of each child, such as, "Now you will know what poverty means and you will be humble." On the names of other children, he would see notes like, "Enjoy the good life, my darling." And on other children, he would see notes like, "You're too beautiful to live a poverty-stricken life." On another child, he would see, "You're just 3 days old, yet look at how proud and haughty you are." Kayode was truly confused and dumbfounded. And although he did not really understand what it meant, he knew for a fact that his mother had offended over 3,000 children and their families, and that these were the children he had seen in his dream that were haunting and tormenting his mother at night. And he also knew that these same children were the reason for his childlessness. And Kayode got very angry and immediately went to their backyard and took a cutlass and woke his mother up angrily. "Mama, Mama, wake up!" Kayode thundered. Madam Tolu jerked from her sleep and was very shocked and afraid to see her son Kayode very angry and holding a cutlass close to her. "Kayode, Kayode, what is it?" Madam Tolu said, afraid. And immediately, Kayode pointed at a large book he was holding and said, "Mama, I ask you again, what have you done? There is a list of over 3,000 names of children, their parents, addresses, and the hospitals they were born. What did you do to these children? Speak now, else I will kill you myself," Kayode said angrily. My son, calm down," Madam Tolu said, stammering. "Mama, you better start talking, else I will kill you instantly," Kayode shouted, raising the cutlass in his hand high above his head. My son, calm down, calm down. I will confess. Please don't kill me. Kayode, please, I will confess. I promise, I will confess. But first, just put the cutlass down. Please, put the cutlass down, Madam Tolu said, crying and looking afraid.